cannot handle this, and I am addicted to this, and I need your help.
But because now let's wait this way. You know, there are people who see themselves as Jesus in this world.
True. Holier than thou.
I was reading the book No More Mr. Nice Guy, and the author says, Clover says, some people, like most nice guys, for example, in the book, they fear that the moment they put their scars to the world will judge them. So they try so hard to cover their scars and try to please the world. So she might be battling two things. She loves the guy. They're planning a marriage. Nikimwambia na niache.
No, let me tell you. We already know that you have a problem. And this is a problem that unless it is solved, unless it is sorted at right now, it is going to be a problem in future. I love saying that if this man will not, for me, I love saying this. If I'll get into a relationship, I'll tell you everything about myself. How many men I have dated, what I have done in my life, so that you can look and you're like, okay, am I ready to handle this? Because let me tell you, if you can't handle who I was, and if you can't get to terms with that, it's going to be a very big problem in future. Because let me tell you, what if an ex of mine, who was there 2,000 years ago, comes, we are already married, we are prospering, we are okay, akuja aseme, we did this and that, and you never knew about this ex. That becomes a problem.
Now, you see, in your scenario, it's at the beginning of the relationship. Me and you have met today.
No,
on
like
our
you don't
third
know
date.
On the first date.
Yeah, not on the first date, but
yeah.
very early stages of the relationship is when you are like, by the way, let's address our past, right? But now, the moment these guys are getting to a point of deciding to marry,
you see,
they have been very long.
And that's the problem. Because
yes.
Why are you struggling with such a thing and you've never told your man about it and you're almost getting to marriage?
And you know, me as an integrated man, I'll ask myself one question. If you are raising this concern now, for the 2 years we've been in this relationship, meaning you've been cheating. So as a man...
That's why I'm telling you, because
No, you're telling me very late. You see, ungeniambia mapema, it would have been easier. So as a man...
So you advise her, aike siri?
No, I'm not telling her to keep it as a secret. But also I'm not telling her to go to... You see, if she goes to the boyfriend direct, anger might consume that man to end up na kesi ingine.
She should get a psychologist, right? Okay, ni sawa ameenda kwa daktari, ameanza kumwambia shida zake and all. Daktari amwambie, so I think we need to have this discussion with your fiance.
Yes, now you see...
Fiance akikuja anapata ulienda kuambia...
In this scenario, you see in a scenario of therapy between two couples. Okay, number one, let me take you back. If you go to the boyfriend direct, right? The boyfriend might act out of anger. Maybe he has overinvested in the relationship to end up na story ingine acid. You getting it? Now, if she goes maybe to the parent, to someone older than her, sit down with her and be like, you know what? I've been going through this. I'm getting into this marriage. It's going to ruin my marriage. I want to quit it. Number one, I don't know how to do this. Number two, I don't know how my boyfriend will react to it. Help me through. The wisdom of the old will be able to solve this catastrophe without anger becoming a problem in it. Because atenda kwa either the mother will look for the mother of the man, they will sit down together. Obviously, my mother knows how to talk to me or my father. They'll call me, have a conversation with me, okay, and ask me, do you want to do this? Because I usually tell young men, in life, learn to choose yourself. If you think that this has come up, it's very good. My pastor used to tell me, Derick, it's very nice if something comes up before marriage. It's good.
Because you can now sort it out.
It's better to break a relationship than to break a marriage.
That is true.
So, if this man is like, hey, manze, he nayo, I cannot. Yeah. The girl will have to accept the facts. But if the man is like, okay, fine, let's do this together, it will be easier for the problem to be solved by two of them. But the moment is like, I come to tell you, by the way, najua Eliza, there is this and this going on, niko na shida na wa mama, nini. Now you have been there for me like 3 years.
Yeah, I get you. This guy will, it's gonna get worse.
So, it will have, like for her, it will have even to pull in religious leaders.
But now I'm thinking, like you're saying, it is true, but now, that is the best option, by the way, because now hatutaki watu wakasirikiane. We also want to know how this man is going to handle it, because if he really does love you, he's going to help you in the journey of like walking
Healing,
right
yeah.
and trying to avoid all that. But at the end of the day, you see, secrecy is one agent that, or ingredient that the devil uses to keep on sinning.
Yeah.
This is a very good step of like speaking out, but now we don't know who you are. You've said hide ID, so hata mtu akitaka kukusaidia hawezi. So make sure that you don't just leave it at this. Take it to the higher level, like Derick is saying. Get somebody, a religious leader or an older person, whoever it is that you can talk to, and start resolving and working on it. The earlier, the better. Sisi hatutaki stories tuanze kulia, oh they were, she did what, oh they were supposed
Literally,
to do
what I'll tell that girl is to just find a safe space.
that she can speak out.
Yeah,
about
because
it.
sometimes even family is not your safe space.
Yeah, that is true. Like, know who you're going to talk
Yeah.
to about all that.
Like, she should sit down and reach out to, like, there are so many therapists online, not even therapists, but people who can relate to that story. If the person who runs the NGC page is able to get someone to help that lady, it will be better.
Yeah.
Because I think for the past 5 or 10 years I've been hearing of that page, it's so anonymous who runs it. So if this person who runs the page is able to help this girl get, even if it's someone, there are many people get to Mungai, there are so many she can reach out to. Na iko shua naogopa kwa, unajua pia ukienda kuambia mzazi manzeni, unajua mzazi anaweza kupiga kuambia ndio kusoma.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, so she might be saying, okay fine, nikienda kwa wazazi how will they see me?
Yeah.
Kwa mabeshte zangu watanijudge.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, but yes, all the best to you as you find help, and we wish you, make sure you find help. This is the first step, take it higher. Now, another story here is that there was tension as Majembe and Mbavu, the destroyer, almost fight in pre-fight phase of, if you've come across this story, these two gentlemen wako zile za mimi niza kupiga bana, na huyu mwingine anasema mimi uniweze, mimi nitaku hivyo. Sasa they wanna fight, wameschedule vita yao, so everyone is practicing, kila mtu ana make sure they are getting ready for the fight. And so I see here kuna mahali walipatana na alafu kidogo they wanted to start fighting, na the main fight bado haijafika. And you know, if you followed up the story of these people, ni wale watu wa ile pressure ya mimi wezi niambia hivyo
mchezo high school
hivyo. So you're like, okay, you guys simpigane ishe, mimi hata mimi nangoja tu wapigane tuone winner ni nani. There's one who's now already practicing, anainua weights and all that. So I don't know shida yao ni gani. Kama wanataka kupigana wapigane, the earlier the better.
But now I don't know, is this fight, you know, if I'm to meet Obina, I'll ask him, Obina, are you scheduling this fight on professional terms, or are you scheduling this fight to solve a beef? Yeah, because unajua kwa ile mchezo fulani ya shule, umenikosea same, umenikosea tamu, wallahi mimi na wewe tunafunga naye pale tu kwa gate, tukitoka tu hivi nje gate penye kuna prince ni mimi na wewe. So now if this is a boxing match, okay, there's usually the hype in boxing, even in wrestling. Like right now in wrestling, okay, I'm a very good fan of wrestling. So right now in wrestling, there is a very nice feud that is coming up between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. It even went to an extent of CM Punk telling Roman, I'll bury you next to your father.
Oh, okay.
And you could see how this tension is building up. And back in COVID, Roman was a very, very vicious character in WWE. So for WWE, they're building a character that will carry the brand. Now, let's come to Majembe and Mbavu, because this is the same profession. It's just that is wrestling, this is boxing. Boxing has its own rules. And that's why I was scrolling on TikTok, I came across a video of someone analyzing the two fighters. One is training in a gym. He's being taught how to do the knockouts and all that. The other one is doing push-ups, snakes and all that. Then now we question, what is the professionalism in this?
Because if it's a real fight, it has to be professional.
Very professional. Yeah. Now, like yesterday, it was all about weighing their weights. Tujue, Liz anakuja hivi ita, ako 65, haya, Karo anakuja ako 100, meaning they are not on the same scale. Huyu anaweza maliza huyu haraka. So this was a place whereby, if there is a because I tend to feel like these two people have a personal feud that we don't know.
Yeah, true.
Because iko huko nyuma yenye
hype ya vita, but we actually don't understand what's happening.
And that's why even I come now to the point of what is the core of this fight? Why was this fight organized?
Yeah.
Is it to settle this feud, or is it to build up Kenyan boxers for a global scale? Because
Kidogo.
even if we are to bring wrestling in Kenya, and you are to join wrestling, and you decide you're going to take on someone else, are you because you see in wrestling they'll build up a story to bring up a feud.
Yeah.
But backstage manze wale waseni mabishti. But now what I saw yesterday,
In the real sense, these guys have started.
there is something at the back of it. That if it's not addressed before the fight, it will not be a fight. It will be an underground fight. If you ever watched these movies of underground fight, where they tell you,
Wewe amekupangia hivi.
the only way you're getting out of that ring is when your opponent is dead.
Yeah.
And it can get so, because I've been doing research and trying to see in Kenya, do we have professional boxing referees? Do we have professional boxing, like everything around boxing? So the fight is really hyped. I saw Odibets gave a camp. The president gave his millions. Obina gave his millions there. Like, it's a fight that has been having a lot of money in it. So yes, I really appreciate Obina. He's really doing a lot in bringing up Kenyan young people and youth. But also, as these two people come to fight, let's ask ourselves, yes, mi na yetu tunakuja kupigana, we are hyping up this fight, but there are limits.
What are we getting out of this?
As
a country?
Nilisikia mwingine akisema, mimi huyu akinipiga manze mimi naacha boxing.
Hey.
Na huyu mwingine alisema, if in reality this guy goes with the mouth of this other guy, how is it going to be?
Yeah, it's gonna get worse. So let me say, I just wish you the best. Mwenyata, let the best candidate win. That's all we can say. Because now, as it appears, kidogo, if you have a beef, if you have something against each other,
bring it online to solve kwa vitu.
And so let's just dive into our discussion of the day. Please don't forget that this is Y254 channel, and we are on all social media platforms. Hey, nyinyi ni watu wangu wa nguvu. Naona comment sana, but I'll be reading the comments as we end this segment. So our question pale Facebook is, be honest. Uko team radio ama na TV ama uko team podcast? Please tell us which is your favorite podcast. So I'll be reading your comments as we wind up this segment. But yes, I want us to dive in direct to that discussion, because yes, as it appears, kidogo sahizi TV, siko sure where it is headed, or the journey towards TV and radio. But now we have a lot of online media, and that's where very many people are getting to. And like he said, he's a CEO of a podcast. So acha kwanza tuanze na yeye. What his take in regards to that is, do you think, or where do you think TV and radio is headed to? But first tell us, what is your favorite podcast? Tuanze na hiyo. That is our question on Facebook. Acha tusikie from our guest what his favorite podcast is.
My favorite podcast.
No, seme yako. We know you have a podcast.
I'll give you.
Please don't say yours.
Let me give you the top 5 best podcasts that I listen to.
Kumbe hata si moja.
Si moja.
Hey, all right.
My number one podcast, and I'll give you reason. Number one podcast is The Diary of a CEO. The reason this podcast is my best is, number one, the depth of the conversations. If you are able to sit down with a person, to a point this person is able to shed tears, man, you know how to lead a conversation.
Yeah.
And if you read the story of Steve Bartlett, he was rejected in a TV. Right now he's running his own TV. Talker. So my first best podcast is The Diary of a CEO. The second podcast is from Kenya.
Amazing.
Dr. Kingori. Like, that's another guy who does so amazing when it comes to conversation around money. Like, especially money. I think his podcast is more of money, wealth. And literally, all we do in life is to look for money.
Yeah, true.
And the moment you see, like, The Diary of a CEO, they'll teach you about, someone will come and tell you how to invest $500. Convert $500 into Kenyan currency. Around 70, 80,000, nearly 100. But now, if someone comes and tells you how to invest 500 shillings, it will resonate with you.
Yeah, because kidogo 500k inatoa.
But 5 son is a part.
Yeah, exactly true.
So you see the gap between the global podcast and Kingori, he's trying to bridge that gap. Yeah, then the third podcast is On Purpose by Jay Shetty. this teaches you how to, like the stories they hold. I once had a story, I once listened to the one with Nikki, where, not it was Nikki, it was Kadi, where Kadi was giving a story from being a stripper to becoming a musician and all this. So you're able to learn how to adapt to changes, how to grab opportunities and all that. Then the fourth podcast, though not all conversations people resonate with this podcast, but it's the podcast of Obina. Like, there are real talks that happen in that podcast, of which I also slot it with the Alex Mokideus, because we tend to relate to the stories that come from our origin. I usually say, msea kuja kuniambia, Derick nilikuwa naishi Gikomba, nilikuwa naishi Kibich.
Unajua, you know where that
I can relate, but msea kuambia, mimi nilizaliwa Orlando, nilizaliwa Texas, I can't relate. Msea niambie, mimi nilikuwa middle family income in the US. And maybe a middle income family in the US is $200,000. So $200,000 in Kenya is in millions. Mimi already niko first class. Unaona? But msea akikwambia, by the way, like, if you watch someone like Ofweneke, he was having a conversation with Reverend Lucy Natasha. I was really amazed that Natasha alikuwa anaishi slums.
That's something a lot of us don't know.
Yeah. She used to stay in slums.
And right now she's leading a very beautiful
A very beautiful, life. And then now the last podcast, not the last, the number 4 podcast is, how do I even call it? Lynn Ngugi. You know, Lynn is always evolving. Kwa kidogo siasa, kidogo saini. I really like her latest segment. Zile za kwanza kuna venye kidogo I wasn't relating much, but the latest segment really resonates. We all rush to stay in Nairobi, but what about our homes? So at least she's teaching us how to adapt to our place. Kuliko nitoke hapa niseme I want to go live in South Africa. I can go build that South Africa in Kakamega or in Kilifi. So Lynn Ngugi is another amazing podcast that I listen to. And then of course, Becoming Better Together is number 5.
Yes, it has to be.
Yeah, because I was doing it in school, then kidogo I had to stop because of school and graduation, but now after school I had to fully embark on it. And we're looking to have conversations. Me, I'm looking to hold a conversation. If I bring here someone like, let's say, Mike Sonko is here. These are successful. Let's use Jimmy. Jimmy is a successful businessman. And I get a young person in Nairobi, who is, or even anywhere in Kenya, who is trying to come up with a business. We sit down, we share a conversation.
And this young person is going to have questions for him.
For him, So it's a platform I'm building whereby I'm bridging a gap between the successful and those who are on the path to become successful.
Wow, that's
because you know you are on Y254, you are not here before. There is something you know that you got to hear. That someone who is right now in school will want to know to come.
What should I do to get there?
It's the same way someone will ask me, how did you get to parliament? There is something I know
that somebody else
doesn't know. So I'll have to tell you what I know for you to get where I am. My lecturer used to tell us, a candle does not go off by lighting another candle.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's zote zita. Hata ikiwasha 100 of them, it's still going
it will still, as a matter of fact, it will shine brightest.
Yeah, because now hizi zingine zina support the light inaongezeka.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So podcasting, like this podcast, like first I usually tell someone, find out what you want to learn. Like what resonates with you the most. Is it health? Go listen to Healthwise. Is it money? Go listen to, how is it called, Niskami. She's a Japanese, but in Kenya, go listen to Susan Wanjiku. She'll teach you. Do you know, I was told there is a coin in Kenya you can buy. You can invest in that coin. And in 2 years, 1 year, you're a millionaire. Do you know how to invest in bonds? We talk of Safaricom shares.
Actually, that is something many people, I just hear with people saying, but kidogo.
Haya. Now, let's talk Forex. Go listen to President Ali. Kill the noise. Look for what is resonating with you. Are you into business? If you're into business, go listen to Kingori.
Wow. Guys, I hope you're taking notes. Please, msiendelee kuuliza maswali ama kuteseka huko nje, and we are having this amazing conversation here. Get to, and you know, something again about this podcast. Unaweza pata ni 1 hour na unataka kusema siwezi sikiza for 1 hour. You listen as you do other chores. If you feel like sitting down for 1 hour is difficult. When you're washing dishes, weka nini yako exactly. They're on YouTube. So it's at your phone's
They're on
convenience.
Spotify, you can even
on
download
Spotify
them.
as well. You can listen as you do whatever it is that you're doing. It's very, very easy for you to actually be able to follow up on podcasts.
There is a lady who said, you see people in matatus with earpods and earphone. So one day I had sat with a lady in a matatu. Then she was having 2 earpods. So alitoa moja alafu nikamwambia, what is your playlist? Akanipea. I was amazed. She was listening to a podcast.
Amazing.
So people are replacing music with podcasts. Yeah.
Yes, as you walk, as you go to where you're going, you're being enlightened, you're being educated.
Yeah, kuna mse playlist ya music alitoa kwa simu yote.
Yeah, it's full of podcasts.
Yeah,
actually there's because Spotify is too.
So someone is
wow. And you wonder why fulani tuko na yeye job, tunalipwa mshahara same, lakini ako mbele. Mse ana invest, uko hapo pesa zako zikikuja zote, unatoa 50% ni ya kujibamba, and getting tipsy, alafu 50% ni ya kulipa rent. Tena kesho unaanza kulia lizi ni okole. And this person has you're actually receiving the same amount of money, but this person will always be better than yourself because you don't educate yourself, you don't try to better yourself.
Let's say for instance, people who have bought shares from is it Safaricom? There were shares for 5 bob even. There are shares for even 10 bob. Even in KPLC, you buy a share. You don't know how to buy a share. But there is a conversation, you listen to Susan Wanjiku anakuambia, go MMF, money market funds.
Yeah. Na saidi ziko
mingi.
So many everywhere.
But utajua hizi vitu ukishinda nasikiza I'm so happy at Diamond. Utalani kitu ukisikiza the right.
Hizo za kusema let me know. I don't listen to those songs anymore, but yeah, kuna nyimbo unasikizanga you're like, okay. You know, there are songs I remember used to listen during heartbreaking seasons. Like, umepewa heartbreak, kuna ile tu ngoma ya heartbreak, Anyways, replace those with something that will make you better.
But also I'm not saying songs are bad.
Yeah.
Unaweza kuwa na playlist yako
but at least
as a supplement to distract your brain, because do you know why football is played for 90 minutes?
Why?
It's a 60-30 rule. Your brain can it's a 60-30 rule. Your brain can concentrate for 1.5 hours before it starts wandering around. So that's why for them they broke it into 45, then you have a 15 minutes break. So that easy 45 mtakuwa mmeconcentrate. After 45 mtakuwa mmeanza kuchoka. So we'll give you a 15 minutes break, then we'll come back for 45. Yeah. That's why if you watch the Diary of a CEO, it will run for around 1 hour. Hapo katikati atakuletea tu ads kidogo alafu arudishe upate ingine. So the brain of a human being can concentrate without being disturbed for 90 minutes.
Wow, amazing. I hope you guys are learning. Umepata mstari ya kwenda kutumia kwa the next person mwenye unapatana na yeye leo. Yeah, so maybe we can discuss some of the questions we have here. Is it true when people say that podcasts sasa zina replace TV na radio, and why do you think?
Okay. Let's first take it back. You know podcasts began in 2004?
In 2004?
By someone called Smiler something. Ilikuwa ni iPods. Actually, podcast is a combination of 2 things. Walitoa ile part ya broadcast ya broad, wakabakisha cast. Then iPod, so kwanza Twitter ilianza kama an podcast platform, then ikafail. So hiyo part ya iPod wakachukua pod, wakaongeza cast ikakuwa podcast. It began back in 2004. Na ilikuwa imeanzanga kama hizi morning show.
Umezaliwa hiyo 2004 my guy,
So ilianzanga kama hizi morning show. So podcasts zilianzia majuu before zikuja huku. Na zikianza, so many people are not knowing them. Because I think YouTube, I don't remember when YouTube came, but zikianzia kwa iPod ni kitambo. Now TVs have been there.
Yeah, true.
Kuna time kulikuwa na ile manzesi zikosa 7. KBC ilikuwa inaletea wrestling. Those days Undertaker owners Undertaker, yeah. Okay. So kuna your time TV ilikuwa inakam, but now let me tell you, the world keeps evolving. And if you don't evolve with the world, utabaki pale.
Yeah, utabaki
so
you won't even understand.
Podcasts will not fully replace TVs. But TVs that will remain in the future are those that will embrace
podcasts.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Because TV ni programmed. Asubuhi tuko na hii. Saa 4 tuko na hii. Saa 6 tuko na hii. Now, in the world we are living in, this current generation is a generation of I want to learn something and I want it now. Yeah. That is why the podcasts rose so quickly because msee anatafuta where will I learn about investing. When was the last time uliona kwa TV wamekaa tu chini wakaongelea story ya do? So
Very rare.
You see, podcast is all about a sense of community.
And something that you resonate with, something that is actually affecting you in the day-to-day
in the day-to-day life. So I'm addressing a problem you're facing right now. For instance, let's take a conversation we had with you on becoming better together. Why do young women fall in love with rich men?
And that is something that is actually
affecting everyone right now.
Everyone is dealing with that.
So someone is trying to figure out what he cannot turn to a TV. Now, people will eliminate TVs. Some TVs, not all, some are this generation, Gen Zs and Gen Alpha. Because right now, Hindio TV.
Yeah. And you're having your, you have your phone everywhere.
Everywhere.
In the matatu, in the line, waiting line and everything. So
and then you see, podcasts, ziko YouTube, ziko Spotify, there are Instagram podcasts. You can
access them on your phone.
There are TikTok podcasts.
Yeah.
So,
part 1,
part 2, part 3, yeah. So, TVs will always be there. But now, to address just Juadi squeeze news. But ukiletea news ya 7 ati sijui nani aligongwa si. Mimi nilishaona.
Yeah, actually ulipatana nayo, umefollow up the whole story, you know. You don't need to sit and wait saa moja. Let me
sit. So the fact that social media is making the world a global village. TVs kuna venye zitashuka kidogo. They might not be wiped out totally, zitashuka. That's why you'll see places like Citizen, they have a podcast of women. Kuna kwa na segment fulani kwa wanawake. So kuna venye pia TVs kidogo zinajaribu
bring up
pia wameleta
even ours is called Why in the Morning podcast. This is a podcast as well. So I think this is the route every TV should embrace and take if we want to make it with the fast moving speed of how the world is going.
And then you see now the way a podcast is set and the way traditional TVs were set, very different. If there is someone in the TV industry right now who has mastered how to set a show as a podcast, is Yvonne Okwara. That's why anyone can watch The Explainer. So let me ask you a question. If today Yvonne leaves Citizen and goes and decides The Explainer is a YouTube channel,
it'll blow.
Because she has mastered the conversation. Most podcasts is all about depth. TV ni umeita 30 minutes, 45 minutes, umulize ni Q&A answer. Podcast is a conversation.
And the back and forth. By the time inaisha, you already understand what you
want to get.
You have all answers. And for our generation right now, everybody has questions in regards to almost everything. Why this? Okay, you've said that, but why this? And so on TV, you can't tell me this and this and this and this has happened. But now at a podcast, I'll be like, I have even the chance to text and ask, comment probably, what about this, what about that? And by the time we are ending that 1 or 2 hour session, I have answers to all things that I wanted to understand.
And even someone was telling me, TV is tabakiza politics. But now let me tell you something. The best podcast in the world is called Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson talks about politics. Now, if you check conversations of Tucker Carlson one day started with Putin to talk about the wars. TVs are programmed. Ile yenye ukijaribu kuongea hii, bro tunakufungia TV. Podcast utajua YouTube iko wapi wewe ndo nifungie.
You can't actually do that.
So you find that the depths of the conversations in podcast is what will now eliminate certain TV channels. Juzi hii kuna ma TV mimi nilikuwa nasikia nikiwa mdogo. Sasa hii manzia this is even kwa limelight.
Yeah, they are no longer there.
Because if it's politics, there are podcasts on politics. If it's money, there are podcasts. And now people are trying to relate with this. You are a young lady. You want to understand how to build that statue of a lady.
And I don't want to pretend that I understood it. I've actually not gotten it. Like I want to get everything.
Yeah. Now you see, utapata kama ni podcast ya do, they have a series. Every week there is an episode. There are even people who do 2-3 episodes in a week.
Yeah.
But you'll find at TV, 90% of conversations are around things that are happening now. But now, a young person is not looking for something that is happening now. Someone is looking for something to sustain them for the future.
Yeah.
If I listen to this conversation, what am I going to learn? How did Liz build herself up? How is she able to handle the downfalls? But if I'm to call Liz on a TV and tell her, Liz, you know what? There is this and this law that is happening. I want us to talk about it. We are going to talk about the law.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Now,
And you'll always keep wondering, wow, so that's sasa utafikiria
ali evolve to akafika huko juu.
Yeah.
But now there is a backstory. And now this backstory is what
everything.
everyone wants to hear.
Yeah, true. So that they can also learn from it. And be able to actually walk through that. And
that's why Jesus taught using parables. So people will relate with, like Jesus knew from the BCs that, from the ACs, these times I used to that, manze, these people relate to the story. So let me give you a story.
Yeah. Actually, even today's preachers, whoever speaks and gives a story, you will always remember that story. Unaweza sahau hadi verse alisoma, but story alisema, it's very, very easy for you to actually remember.
So even when I was coming up with my podcast, I went back. I've watched interviews on Citizen zenye Jeff alifanya na kina Jalango in 2007. And you watch, and now you come and check the society. 2 different generations. Now,
those were real conversations.
In the past, Then sasa squeeze now, let's use Kenya for example. Some TVs are owned by state. There are things they can't talk about.
Yeah.
Even in the world, kuna TV, like you see how Larry Mado is being fought for bringing the African voices on CNN. There are TVs abroad. Sasa una shida ya TV na ni moja. For instance, in Tanzania si kuna time walifunga media.
Yeah.
But now, Tanzanian podcasters walifungiwa. Utaenda YouTube wafungie.
Actually. And I think that's why most people are now going for the podcast. You know, no restrictions, out and is where I will go ahead and talk about everything and anything.
I want. As long as I've not violated the community guidelines of that platform.
Exactly, because pia hawa wako na the rules that you're supposed to follow.
People were saying, if akungekuwa na social media, and
a lot
things tuseme kama Iran, ungejuaje Iran wamefunga Bahamas?
You wouldn't. Like that is very true. And you know, something else is the first-hand information. Like say anything that is happening in town, naweza kuwa nimekaa hapa mtu ana broadcast live.
Yeah.
Oh guys, suddenly this has happened. But now if we were waiting for the 7 p.m. news, labda hata watu wanaambiwa msipite njia fulani, it is dangerous, we ujui.
Like the maandamano time ungejuaje?
You would never know what is actually
happening. So the fact that someone brought around social media and said it's going to make the world a global village, it is.
It was true.
So there is, for instance, when I was home, I asked my father, are you going to watch news? Akaniambia news gani yenye sijaona mchana tayari?
Yeah, because already everything is online.
So it's like, nitangoja hiyo conversation ya Sifuna, nisikiza anasema nini. So people are drawn into conversations.
Not just you coming to tell me and you tell me what you want to say.
Yeah.
Not what is either true or what I should hear.
Yeah.
You have selected. I will say this, I will not say about this. But kwa podcast hata tutakuforce.
It's raw and unfiltered.
Yeah.
But now in TV I have to follow some rules and regulations that I cannot talk about this.
That is true. Now, when we talk about that, at times we find like the maandamano story. Saa zingine unapata there's something that we are getting, like news. Utasikia watu wakisema online, watu 50 wamepass. And then kwa news unapata wamesema 20 people have died. And we actually find out that saa zingine people exaggerate. Probably mtu ameanguka, design ameanguka, unaona tu huyo asha pass, so you're there saying wow that person died and all that, and in the actual sense you didn't make sure or go to confirm. Now we find like most of the time when we rely on influencers and the bloggers, we can get wrong information that can only be verified kwa TV. That's why unapata hata after scroll online unataka kuconfirm acha niende nisikize news nisikie watasema actually how many people died. So do you think that right now, in as much as we are doing the online media, bado we are still going to the traditional media to confirm and reconfirm? Now
the problem in Kenya, we have influencers, we have bloggers, and we have people who are looking to trend. Now
kwanza ndo wengi.
The people look, when you wanatafuta ku trend, they'll use any kind of information around to just trend. Yes, sometimes it's good to verify information before putting it out there. That's why in podcasts, a podcast is totally different from these other short street things that happened. So you'll find that in a podcast is a topic, what am I trying to get out of this topic? Okay? it's verifiable. I'll look for an expert. If it's money, I look for an expert. If it's health, I look for an expert. But now you come to this other side whereby something has happened. Now, let's use an example of Lynn Ngugi when she was doing the politics part. You could see this lady could take time to even take you back in history, because history never goes away. Now she'll build up the story from there. It means what she knows as a person who is running a podcast is authenticity matters, and number 2, truthfulness also matters. So the reason why I'll now have to go back is number 1, utu ni TikToker fulani alikuwa anapita ka TikTok akaona msa mpigwa risasi ya tumbo akasema huyu ampigwa risasi karash. But now I'll now have to go and listen. But also at the same time the TV might lie.
Because they're trying to hide.
Maybe
but I always feel, you know, there is that aspect that we were studying in school, if you've done media, about gatekeeping. I feel like right now when we focus on the online media and, okay, not really podcast, but the online media, there is no gatekeeping. So
online media there is none.
Tell you, this is what has happened, show you raw photos and all that. But you know, for the TV and traditional media, kidogo, we were trying to cover up for your good. It's not like we are hiding from you, but we're trying to cover up, not to shock people. Because tell me, right now, nita scroll hivi nipatane na some dead body amejaa damu and everything. It's not hidden, it's not covered or anything, you know, because it's online. Mtu alipiga tu picha akapost. But now on TV, they'll never show you such kind of a thing. Probably it's a kid that has been molested. Utapatana na picha yake tu online. But on TV, they are trying, okay, I don't think they are really hiding, but they are protecting the people who are watching. Or what do you think?
Now that's where now there is the biggest line being drawn. Because let me take you to New York Times. New York Times. Do you know New York Times became famous? It was by publishing negative news. Negative news go very quickly.
Kila mtu anataka kusikia controversial stories.
And now when it comes to me as a content creator, I'll use this term content creator, trying to put information out there. If it's something that is disturbing to people, I really like how Facebook usually tells you sensitive content, open at your own risk. So if it's something that is a sensitive content, I should know how to put it out there. There is a guy in TikTok, I've forgotten his name. He knows how to do that, by the way. He'll tell you, by the way, ukipita place flani, you'll be stolen a phone. Then you'll see like he has blurred some parts of the video. But now, most people don't know that. Though this was
that's why this yani mtu anataka tu kutrend,
but it was predicted.
Unatafuta tu just anything you want to post, hii inakaita, that's what you're posting.
And that was predicted in 2014, not 2017, by someone in India. He said by 2023, 2024 everyone will be a content creator whether you like it or not.
And here we are.
But now you find there is an aspect of content creation that is really good. What made Eve Mungai famous? If Mungai gave a platform to watu wa ghetto wenye kufika hapa kwa TV ni ngumu.
It's hard,
And now that is the good side of it. People are able to know these people. Kina Swat, sijua kina nani, their music. I think Trevor and Eva are the people who made me know about Gengeton that time.
Just so because they are giving
I usually say, as a content creator, as much as you are creating content, as much as you want to bring the real thing to the people without that barrier that my bosses don't want this to go on, also go and check on the society's norms, because that's still what guides our lives.
True.
I don't want to put something on social media that will make someone die or something. For instance, the people who are being shot in Nairobi, or someone has died somewhere in a river. Maybe he's from Bungoma. Unajua siku hizi kifaa matanga ya mtu wako unakutananga na online.
Imagine. Sasa hebu niambie, finding a face of your child as a mother, that
this kid has been now
traumatizing.
So I usually say, as content creators, as much as you're a young person trying to build content, remember on this earth there is something you can never rewrite: the rules and the laws. The rules and the laws of media will always be there, even if I'm running a personal podcast. Lazima ufuate to your rules and regulations. So if I'm trying to put out there that someone has died, reach out to, I'll put it out there. If there is an ID, instead of putting the picture, I'd rather say the name. Because we imagine ukutane na picha ya mtu hapo hivi alikatwa shingo, kichwa iko huko, mwili iko huko. there are people are really traumatized with such kind of things. So as content creators, they should learn that there are rules and laws that should be followed to the latter.
Yeah.
As much as I'm putting this thing out there as raw as it is, still I'll have to follow the rules, because niki break rule jela inanga yangu ilikuwa content creator, ulikuwa unajaribu kutrend.
I was trying to trend guys kuwa na ubaya. He doesn't understand that. Maybe when we're thinking about relatability, like we were saying, most of the time we want some content that relates to us, something I actually understand, something that ukitaja ni kitu najua ama ni place najua. Tukiongelea stories za nguo za mtushi, sisi wote tushaienda kutafuta nguo Gikomba.
Nimeona jamaa fulani anakudress na nguo za Gikomba, unakaa hiyo.
Yeah, exactly. So these are things we relate. Now, are we getting to a point where we are forgetting about professionalism and we are leaning more on relatability? Like, I can relate with this content, so it doesn't matter if it is professional. Because like, there's a radio station, I'm not very sure, let me not say the name, but design wanaongeanga, you see how we used to study news writing and reading of news in school. Kuna zile tulikuwa the WH and all those things. Right now they're not like following all that. Bora news imekufikia, bora information umepata. So you're like, okay, this is so unprofessional, but pia wako na audience wao. That is something that you actually have to know. Kuna watu tu wanapenda hiyo content iko hivyo. So are we forgetting about being professional and going or leaning more on relatability?
I think authenticity right now is what is being embraced more. Unajua hii story ya ku-edit everything makes things look perfect. Yeah, but true. No one is perfect. That's why, do you know, even one day our deputy president said, for instance, where I work, the rule is one, you must have a tie and a suit. Like, you need to be professional. Yeah. But one day the DP said, I think tutakuja kusema watu wache kuvaa suit na tie. Because Gen Zs don't.
You're feeling very uncomfortable about
kuna watu.
I laughed some time. I was in the public transport. Here in Kenya, it's called matatus for international audience. Yes. So, niko kwa mat, alafu niko na msee alikuwa kando yangu, amevaa hoodie, but amevaa material trousers. I think he was headed to work. So, I think tulikaribia plizana, karibia kushuka, niko na amefungua bag, ametoa tie, ameanza kuivalia kwa gari.
I also do that.
Kumbe, like, and I'm wondering, you guys, yani mnatezeka hivyo vyote. If you are not comfortable putting on your tie when you're looking at yourself kwa mirror, then that means hauitaki. So wachane nayo. Now
you find that there are offices you can't enter without a tie. Now you see, it's not about professional. Being professional comes with how you communicate, with how you dress. There is something I usually agree in this earth. There is a place your dress code is what gets you in.
Very true. I had a friend, mimi ni mtu wa stories. Juzi tulikuwa na yeye kwa Uber, alafu anasema eti ameenda ku attend harusi ya beshte yake, and then he was dressed in a suit. So I think alikuwa anatoka event fulani, so akapitia kwa harusi. So the ushers, after aliwauliza where should I sit, walimchukua wakampeleka, anaona tu anapita viti, wakampeleka huko mbele kwa familia. So we were laughing akituambia, yani like how you dress can give you privileges that you wouldn't have gotten. Nilikuwa nasema kani nilikuwa nimevaa venye nataka, ningerushwa huko nyuma, but alienda kapewa special services just because he was in a suit.
Meaning there are terms of professionalism that we should just embrace to the latter.
Yeah, true.
You see, for instance, they say Obama had 100 suits of the same color.
Okay, I've never heard about that.
Do you know, ushaona nani amevaa, realize Zuckerberg can come out always on one black shirt. T-shirt, not shirt, T-shirt. Now let me give you another example. All of Steve Bartlett's interviews are in one black T-shirt.
Yeah, actually, that I
now you see, people are now trying to build their own professionalism in their own way. If it's doing a polo shirt, I can do a polo shirt and an official trouser and sneakers, and I look very decent. So even when it comes to me putting out information there, as much as I'm trying to be relatable, there are terms of professionalism that I need to have in it.
Amazing. I think we are going to get back with that conversation. Do you think that you need to put on a suit to be professional or to stand out? Ama watu wache tuende na Crocs tunataka kuenda. This is Y254 channel and we are on all social media platforms. We are taking a very, very short break. Wakikuyu wameniamkia asubuhi. I said we are taking a very short break and we are coming back. Yes, please stay tuned.
254. Imagine.
Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Selector cheza dopa once from the top. Dojo mabe, dojo mabe, dojo mabe. Iningine mwecheche. It's new, exciting and fun.
Nothing speaks to the heart more than good music. We are back. Fresh, better than before.
And of course, bringing you great mixes, gossip, interviews from your favorite artists, both local and international.
With me, Kalondu Musimi, the baddest in the game. You better say my name, baby.
And of course, your boy Mr. Vago Brito, the DJ.
You can only find these on
Club One Extra every Friday from 4:30 p.m.
What's up, everybody? Have you heard of Bounce Nation? We are the latest, most stand-up show in 254.
You know how we do each and every Tuesday, Thursday. Mad vibes, mad music. When you see this face, amazing vibes, pure niceness, mad music. Now always kumbuka wewe ndoko in full control.
I'm unavailable. They know they see me.
I go by the name Feeling Jean.
And I am the beat doctor, DJ Epic, straight out of Gas Chamber DJs. You know how we do.
Of course, catch us every single Tuesday and Thursday from 4 p.m. all the way to 7 p.m. for mad energy, good vibes, and interviews and interactions with your favorite celebrities.
Y254. Imagine.
It's exactly 11 minutes past 8 a.m. Karibu sana. This is Y254 channel and we are on all social media platforms. Na nimewambia we have our question pale Facebook na tumeuliza, be honest. Uko team radio TV ama team podcast, and tell us your favorite podcast. Yes, and so I can see some of you have sent your comments hapa. I can see you, Omar Suma. You say good morning from Wangani, Makinon Road, Kwale County. Good morning to you, Omar. Wigan Harland anasema great job. Thank you so much. We have MC Ricky anasema sisi ni team radio. Na ameka ile emoji ya kucelebrate. So huyu kidogo MC Ricky anapenda radio sana. Thank you so much. I also see you, Paulo Nakilas KE anasema radio all the way. Alrighty. Mashawa Lanet Nakuru anasema Lanet Nakuru County well represented. Thank you so much, Masha. Matano anasema good morning, watching from Mlolongo. Thank you so much, Matano. Akiwalai. I love the names people use on Facebook. Akiwalai anasema good morning from Kitale Makoi. Wanasema #1. Every day we are always the number one. Thank you so much, Akiwalai. Masha Walaneta amesema so good. Thank you so much, Masha. Vincent Ogutu anasema locked. Thank you so much, Vincent. Tunakuona hapo. Clinton Omiende anasema team yote. Yeye yako podcast, yako TV, yako radio, anywhere yenye na mbamba. I see you, Ruth Karani. You're saying TV all the way. Thank you so much, Ruth. Exactly. Kama si TV, ungekuwa unatuwatch aje. So thank you so much, Ruth, for that. Benjamin Mugo anasema pia TV all the way. Thank you so much, Benjamin. As always, we are here to give you the best, your favorite ever best TV show in the morning. I see you, Wafula Minister. We see you, you're locked. Thank you so much, Wafula. Benjamin Mugo amesema TV all the way. Masha wa Lanet, hey Masha, man. Yani unasikia tu kutusalimia every now and then. Good morning to you as well. And I say Anto Bruce anasema Kife podcast. Huyo ameamua kuenda na hiyo. I don't know why we've not spoken about that. Kidogo hiyo ndo favorite yake. And if you're just tuning in na unashangaa, Lizzy, unasoma hizo comments wapi? We have our question pale Facebook tumeuliza, be honest. Uko team TV radio ama team podcast? So that is, it's on Facebook, okay? On our page at Y254 channel. Kimbia pale, if you have a comment, drop your comment and I'll be reading as we go on with our conversation. And yes, that is our conversation for the day. Umechagua gani? Is it TV? Is it radio? Wewe ni wapi kidogo unasikia you're leaning more on it? And I'm not having that conversation alone. I am here with a man who has a lot of information. Kidogo ni vile tu hana ndevu za white, tungemuita wise man. But yes, he's sharing a lot of information in regards to that. And we were speaking and asking about the dress code of how should people dress. Kidogo sitaki turudi hapo. Watu wengine wasifeel targeted. Mimi, I am not targeting anyone. Na wapenda nyinyi wote the same, as you all know. So probably we can go to this discussion about content. And there's a question here. Okay. Are long form conversations more impactful than short viral clips? Are we consuming deeply or just scrolling quickly?
Short form content is a dopamine hyped thing. Like,
okay.
You're feeding your brain something that, how do you call it? It's like an intoxication or something. There are short content, like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, that someone is able to fully put out what he or she is trying to communicate and you'll understand. But now, even on TikTok, like, do you know TikTok is a drug? Kuna mseto akilala akiamka, akilala akiamka anaingia huko. But now, real impact is on that long form video. Because you are able to understand the story from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, and they build up on one point after the other. By the time unamaliza ume-informed.
I was watching an episode on Diary of a CEO where they were talking about, it was a doctor actually, who was a doctor and a social media expert. They were talking about the effects of short form content on our brains. They make you not be able to concentrate for long. Now, I also had that problem when I was in second year, I think. Kwa hivi kidogo, una scroll. So, someone told me, I want to just switch off your phone or go and install TikTok. By then I installed TikTok for nearly a year. And I realized that sometimes just sitting somewhere for 45 minutes or 1 hour, listening to something can really make an impact, because the sweetness of that conversation is between the 20th minute and the 45th minute. Huku mwanzo ni introduction and build up. Will anything. But the moment you reach pale katikati, let's say for example, someone is teaching you budgeting. So if you go to TikTok, you search what is the 50-20-30 rule. It's very short. Something explained mbio, yeah. But now if you want to understand how this fully works, you'll have now to go and look for that 37 minutes video done by Susan Wanjiku to understand how am I saving 50? What does this 50 mean? If it's even coming up with a budget plan on an Excel sheet. You'll go to TikTok, someone has taken, he created or she created that thing for 2 hours. Then he's giving you that thing in 1 minute. So now you have to look for somewhere whereby this thing has been done in length. For you now to sit down. Like, it needs a lot of concentration. Like what long form content does to you, it teaches you, number 1, concentration. It teaches you, number 2, patience. And patience is one of the key factors if you want to go far in life. So if you are patient enough to listen to a conversation for 45 minutes, then you'll be patient enough to sit down in a meeting talking about your future for 30 minutes.
But now, most of the time, when you look at us as young people, are we really after information or entertainment? Because now, obviously, kila mtu mwenye ako ameka chini probably kwa gari, ana scroll TikTok, anacheka, that's like are they really after information or entertainment?
I'm sorry to say this, but in Kenya we are after entertainment.
Okay.
That's why podcasts from Europe do very well than podcasts in Kenya. In Kenya, what someone can listen to for a very long time is Mshene.
Story. Walifanya walipigana, wali.
But now, sitting down and listening to a conversation about the impact of the war in Iran on us as Kenyans for 2 hours. It's a 2 hours conversation on the Diary of a CEO. Someone won't.
Yeah.
Even if it's someone, yesterday morning I was listening to a conversation that aging can be reversed because cells, this guy saying cells, okay, I don't understand, I dropped biology, but now cells, he says cells renew themselves after a couple of years. So there is a way you can reverse aging.
I want to know that. Please, you will tell me about that. I don't want to age.
So you realize these conversations, these long form conversations is where the information is.
Yeah.
And now you see, that's why you see people who are having a hard time to listen to long form conversations. They resort to Spotify and now deleting the songs because wimbo ni 3 minutes. So ana delete, anaeka conversation ya 30 minutes. So akistart conversation ya 30 minutes, nganye kitoka CBD, by the time imefika Westlands or Eastlands or wherever it's going, at least amesikiza kama 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And now that is where the progress begins. And now, this is what short form content has done to us. We can't even read a book until the end.
True. Actually, I was speaking to some of my friends and they were saying, mimi sitaki kitabu. Nasoma je kitabu, sahi eti nitaingia tu ati one book that has almost 500 pages, nikienda online imesummariziwa within 10 minutes na nitamaliza. And you're like, do you know how much content has been removed?
Omitted, yeah.
Yeah, for you to actually access it in 10 minutes.
For instance, every year when every year begins, I built a culture in 2018, not 2018, yeah, 2018, when I was in second year, that when every year begins, I'll be reading the 48 Laws of Power. So the first year nilisoma a quarter. It's very huge. It's like a Bible.
Yeah.
Now, reading this book, I get so many stories. How China was built, the origin of China. You can read the story of Napoleon Bonaparte in France. You'll come read the story of a queen somewhere. Now, from these stories, I'm able to learn something or two. Now, go online. Okay, what you can do maybe is go listen to an audiobook, which is 2 hours, which is still long form. So, short form content is dopamine. You are just hyping up your dopamine.
Yeah.
But if someone gives you something that is now impactful, I'm telling you, hadi ukienda meeting ya kusign deal, you won't sit in that meeting for 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's not going to be 3 minutes.
So yes, I'm a content creator. I'm a young person. I'm from university. I'm getting into the workspace or into the job space. I'm told, hey, tomorrow you have a meeting at 8. Come. So you come to this meeting at 8. Kwanza mfike mkae, 5 minutes zipite amjanza meeting.
Hata a sense of what
kwanza.
Are you sure I am at the right place?
Now, the next 5 minutes are for introduction. The next 10 minutes they are listening to you. The next 10 minutes you are now listening to them. The next 10 minutes are you two people conversing in that meeting. Now, if your brain is not able to fully be there, you know you can be talking to someone yako hapa akili ko huko.
Yeah, hata anasema tu
yeah.
What have I said? Amesema tu na hata hajui what you were asking or what you were saying about.
And now that also brings another problem. That's why we can't go even for summits. But I'm really happy I can see now, right now, young people, vitu kama I speak conventions, they go. Vitu kama hizi za pastatiza church meetings, they go. Because the short form content ya 2 minutes, imefanya hadi uwezi listen to a sermon for 1 hour.
Very true. It's wezi kachini hivi, like, unashanga pastor ananiambia nini yoma.
Yeah. And nowadays, if you listen to someone like Apostle Selman, teaches you about money, about investment.
Yeah, true.
How will you build wealth if you don't know about money? The Bible says, my people will perish.
Because of lack of wisdom. Like, information is there, but you're not even giving yourself time to consume
that information.
Sit down and be taught, to sit down and listen.
That's why Butita, when he was on Alex Makideo, said, if you're a podcaster, target the European market. Because those people listen, they watch.
They want to learn.
Unajua nikienda YouTube, I'll see where my audience comes from. For instance, right now, 45% of my audience is in the US.
Not even Kenyans.
Yeah.
The ones
Now those are Kenyans in the US. You might find there are Kenyans in the US.
Yeah.
And why are they watching? Because you see, someone said, actually it is how is she called? I've forgotten, but she said, if you want to know how the world works, travel outside your country.
Actually, uko ndo si ni vile mtu anasemanga ukiishi kwa mamako utafikiria yeye peke yake ndo anakitanga
vizuri. Yeah.
Until you go outside and you're like,
for instance, toka place kama Kitale, come Nairobi, hizo mbio za Nairobi kufungua akili kidogo. You'll now start seeing the world on another perspective. So you find a Kenyan who has left Kenya for Dubai, for US, for England, goes there and realizes, oh, so here these are how people live.
Yeah.
There is no loud music. Peter Times Square US pale wamekuwekea Diary of a CEO people are watching on the streets.
Yeah.
So someone is like, oh, so this does something to your mindset. You now ask yourself, because even if you sit down with great people, me I'm telling you, Honorable Mbeyu can buy me 10 books. Gives you books.
Read.
There is this Pastor Edepo went to US and came back with a suitcase of books. Right now he's a millionaire.
Just reading.
Reading. Someone said, if you want to hide something from Africans, put it in the books. Now, they'll not go read the books. Now, me usually say, if you want to hide something from Africans, put it in long form content. They won't listen to it.
Hata hiyo podcast haitaisha.
And that's why in Kenya, most of our investors are coming from outside. So if we want to grow,
tuishi kulia.
Yeah.
Things are not working, economy, hakuna kazi.
But so nashinda umescroll TikTok watu wakidance. So we are moving into a phase of life whereby as a young person in this country nafaa nikae chini nijiulize, nijiteka mkutano. Tunaitanga kitu inaitwanga monopoly date. Go with yourself to a restaurant. Sit down. Switch off your phone. With your notebook, ask yourself, mimi kama Liz, tukifika December 31st, where do I want to see myself?
Yeah.
Am I still asking people for money? Or am I making 2,000 somewhere in a day? Me as Liz, hii mwaka ikisha, nataka nikuwe na vai hivi ama bado nataka nikuwe? Because there is something Benhin said that if you want to drive a car this year, it's possible. Gari ni 1.2. Kuna hadi gari ya 600,000. And let me tell you something. The reason even as to why here in Kenya, people are seeing Forex as hard. Forex needs you to sit down before a screen for a very long time.
Yeah. Inahitaji hiyo concentration.
Concentration, yeah. But now, we can't concentrate.
Si tunataka vitu za mbio mbio, haraka haraka kama tumeondokea.
So, the long form content for me is better.
And you know, like right now, most of us, young people, hatutaki kazi za 89 to 5, you're like, what am I doing in the office for all that while? And now the only way for us, or the only path outside, is self-employment. And now how will you employ yourself if you're not educating yourself, if you're not learning to actually see where these opportunities are?
Now, the conversation around 9 to 5 is a conversation I'll be holding. I got a HR to converse with this. There is something 9 to 5 teaches you before even you get into self-employment.
So it's still important. Tuache tukilia tukisema hatutaki.
Now, let me give two things. Let's begin with the 9 to 5, what it teaches you. 9 to 5 teaches you something called the discipline.
Discipline, okay.
And discipline cuts across even if you're self-employed. If you don't show up, you'll fail.
Yeah.
So what 9 to 5 tells you, inafaa niamke asubuhi. For instance, I knew I was to be here by 7. I had to wake up at 4:30. I had to get prepared because I stay kind of far. I stay in Mlolongo. Now, I had to pass by the office before coming here. You know every day you need to be here by 7.
Yeah.
So it's already discipline. Now,
if I snooze my alarm for 2 seconds,
umetoka timing. Yeah. Now, 9 to 5 ni kama hadi football. Footballers wanajua inafaa tuamke time. By time fulani nafaa nikuwe gym. Time fulani nafaa nikuwe ground na practice. Now, that's what 9 to 5 teaches you. That's why you'll see many young people will start something and fail. Now, what 9 to 5 teaches you is endurance. That's the second thing after discipline. Yeah. Endurance. In the office, when you are a new person here, when we were going to parliament for attachment, let me not even say parliament. When I was starting my career, because I started in high school, in campus, ungeenda upewe kamera una mess. Then this man is like, utarudia tena.
Yeah, you must.
But now umesema, I don't want to do the 9 to 5. So you failed the first time. You're like, hiyo haikuwa, hiyo Mungu wako amepe, you quit.
If it's mine, it will work out.
It will work out. Now, without endurance and discipline, you won't build anything. Now, even when it comes to building a business, hataki kufanya 9 to 5. Tunataka tukue self-employed. Ideas, where will you get ideas?
Yeah, if you don't even want
You see, God speaks in 2 ways. God will show you something, but God will not give you the path to achieve that thing. God will tell you, Liz, you see the Y254 in the morning, I want you to make it a global podcast. How you'll do that
It's by showing up.
is by showing up, is by
Giving the best.
giving, researching. Like, it requires you to look for information.
Yeah.
May I always say this, people who have written books are not perfect. They just know something I don't know.
Yeah, true. And that's why they put it in books,
In
to
books,
share and see if
yeah.
it can also get to help you as
Same
well.
to newspapers. I usually say it's not bad. Me, my English was built through reading newspapers. My dad could come home with so many newspapers. Then when he could go, actually it was really funny. My dad, in the office, they were being given the People's Daily newspaper. I was in primary school. So you've come from school in the evening, you're at home. So I've sat there with my mom, we are storytelling. Then my dad gives my sisters the shopping. Then he gives me the bag with the newspapers. You remove inside, there are like 20 newspapers. So I asked him, by the way, Dad, you know you are very biased.
Where are you giving me?
You always come, you give these people shopping. So if with that shopping there is a sweet I want to get,
Yeah.
but now you give me newspapers. Then he told me one thing. He said, you want to become a journalist, right? You want to sit before people and talk. The person who wrote that newspaper knows how grammar is.
And how you should talk and how
Yeah.
you should do it.
So now what you're going to do, you'll be reading these newspapers to understand how to carefully construct a sentence and put it out in the world.
That was amazing. Like he really built you up.
He never gave me the physical books because we were having these books of the jungles and all this. But whatever the newspaper taught me about reading has been able to make me read. Like last year I read, is it 12 books?
Wow.
So you find that for you to even complete that Daily Nation newspaper, you need to be disciplined.
Yeah, true.
And there is a part of a newspaper where it's written business.
Are you going to be able to read
Now,
that?
the diary of a CEO will not teach you how to invest in a Kenyan economy.
that's
But
the point
the
I'm
business
saying.
part of a newspaper, the Mansa, do you know the Mansa Fund? Mansa X. But it's always in a newspaper.
That's even a sport to
You-
that one.
what you usually
Actually,
do-
when you take a newspaper, you look like
Headline, sports, Arsenal walipigwa na Man City juzi.
Hivyo. Hata usome the whole story,
Eh.
the title itself, and the first and the last.
Tuju abducted himself, we are done. Then you go look for Pulse in the middle.
Yeah.
Now you'll find someone working with the Pulse magazine here. But now you ask yourself, why is it that when you go into a bank, when you're in the reception of a bank, when you go into the, they call the corporate banking,
Wanakupea.
where there are big people, big fish, bank their money. I've been privileged to do that once. You go there, you'll find newspapers on the
Yeah.
table. You look at the bookshelf there are books.
That can keep you can read as you wait.
Yeah.
Maybe now, as we still talk about the podcast thing, do you think it can become a sustainable career? Ama bado it is a side hustle. As you are doing other things, you have a podcast.
Do you know what? Just look at someone like Bartlett. Now, let's remove the US part. Let's come to Kenya. Look at Obina. Is it not sustainable?
Actually,
Look at Lynn.
we know nothing about him apart from like
Yeah.
his podcast
Now,
and his
look
show.
at Lynn.
Yeah.
Now, you see, this is the thing. It will only become sustainable if the vision you have for that thing. You know, someone asked me, Derick, if you sit down and you write down the vision you have for this thing, in the next 10 years, is that vision sustainable? So, for those people who are building it, looking into the future, and that's why you see people who are building something authentic, it's really hard for it to grow quickly. But the moment it grows, it's because if you look at someone like Lynn and Obina, they're making good amount of money on YouTube. You are earning 100,000 Kenyan shillings in a month, for instance. Someone who is being watched, because on YouTube we talk about CPM and RPM. Someone is earning $50,000 in a month on YouTube. Presenter Ali was asked on Obina Show Live, what is the least amount he has ever withdrawn from YouTube? He said $500,000. The least amount.
Wow.
Now, if you look at Presenter Ali, he's someone who has learned something called educating myself. I just don't want to be a random creator. I want to be a creator who is informed.
Yeah.
I being informed means I'm reading books, I'm listening to other podcasts, I'm reading newspapers. Like, the conversation me and you had, it was a conversation on a Daily Nation newspaper. At the middle. You'll never find them at the beginning.
Yeah.
At the beginning is politics. We need to build the momentum. But now at the middle, because they say, if you want to hide something, put it in the books. So pale katikati ndio kuna that information.
Yeah. How many will get to that?
To that, yeah.
part?
Because success is for those who are willing to go for it.